Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about the aspect of this whole manifestation thing that I really think is something that you can understand and something that demystifies it a little bit. It really feels like, from my involvement in this community, it really feels like the majority of people here view this manifesting thing like it's some sort of magical skill that you can develop where you're just doing magic all the time. And I think that's a bad way to look at it. I think that's an unsustainable way to look at it. If you feel like you're somebody, you know, who's just, you know, I'm manifesting, people are like, you know, they talk about it like it's something you turn on and off or something that you just do. And I think they're referencing, when they say manifesting, like doing imaginal scenes a la Neville Goddard or something like that, like doing state akin to sleep, imagining right before bed or whenever. And really, this all just seems kind of like fluff to me. And I actually think this is really kind of easy to understand. What this is at its core, the meat of this whole manifesting thing is the shift in perspective that you have. You know, that's what's produced by these state akin to sleep sessions. It's a shift in how you view yourself or how you view the thing that you want, or it's a shift in your expectancy about whether or not you're going to get it, that kind of stuff. And that's the thing that produces the end result. That's the thing that gets the thing to happen or the change to happen, is this perspective shift. And I don't think people put enough emphasis on kind of how not mystical this is. I've used an example on this channel, and I'll use it again, that I think demonstrates this really, really clearly. Imagine that you're the guy that you want, you know, if you're an SP person, imagine that the guy that you're obsessed with is, you know, it comes out that this guy has a hidden history of abusing his girlfriends, maybe killed one of them and got off, or has a history of, you know, is on the registered sex offenders list. You find out that he's a child molester with a history. How much and in what period of time will your perspective on that person shift? What happens to your feelings? The answer for most people is that they would instantly, within moments, no longer be attracted to that person. In fact, if it were me, I might start to be a little afraid that I had been have had anything to do with that person. It's an instant shift depending on, you know, a change in perspective based on new information. So this whole manifesting thing is just getting new information in there that will make this perspective shift. And what happens when you have the perspective shift is you see everything completely differently. If, you know, everyone has had this happen in their life, but if you've been observing it, if you observe it enough, it gets to the point where this is an understanding. It's not like you have to believe in this anymore. It's not like it's some magical mystery that if you believe hard enough, then you'll be able to use it. Like, this is what's actually happening. This is part of human psychology. And the authors and people that talked about this of yesteryear, you know, like Neville and many, many others that came before him, well before him, you know, there's a sort of a magical, mystical thing about that I think, thanks to the intense study of psychology, has been largely examined and demystified. I can't think of a better word for it than that. It's been sort of picked apart and made less of a magical thing that we don't understand and more of just a simple human psychology thing. So, you know, basically, when you're doing this manifesting stuff, you're just trying to get a perspective shift, because the only thing that's blocking you from getting what you want is viewing things the wrong way. Like, if you had the right perspective shift, you would see that the thing that you want is right there. And I don't mean in your physical vicinity necessarily, although a lot of times you find you already have the thing you want, or you find that you don't even want the thing you thought you wanted. But much of the time, the thing you wanted is still a thing you want, and you just see, oh my God, the way to this is so easy. How did I not see this before? It's right there. It's like, it's like 3 steps away, even if it's, you know, far away, or it seems really outside of, you know, what's possible for you, that the steps to get there are now clear and obvious. It's like you're looking at it from this direction, and then you look at it from this direction, and everything has shifted and you see everything differently. That's the meat of this. And that's pretty much it. We've all experienced these mystical things that happen, these things where you're in the right place at the right time, or somebody shows up at just a random time when you need exactly what they have to give you. That is like 1% of all of this. The meat of it, the heart of it, the big juicy part that you have control over, that involves you and your will, is this perspective shift. So you might be able to think back on your life and come up with an example already of where you shifted how you thought about something really, really quickly. That's what can happen with all of this. You don't have to believe in it. You can just think of it as flipping on a light switch, and you don't understand really how that works. You don't really understand electricity. You don't really understand all the circuitry and everything, and how the light turns on and off, but you know that it does. And it's not magic. You know that there's an explanation for it. So it's not something that you can like believe in or not. You know that it works. It works for everybody. If you just start to understand it from a more rational perspective, I think that makes it a lot easier to start using it in a practical way, and understanding what's happening with you to cause these outer changes, and that it's not magic, I think, for me and a lot of people, is key. The people that are looking at this as like a magic trick, I don't know, it's child's play to me. It's just, it's lame. It's lame child's play. It's immature, but that's just my judgment, you know? And there's not really a good reason to have that, but I do. But anyway, I hope that helps somebody. You know, the things that you want are so much closer than you think. It's just a matter of shifting your mind. It's just a matter of seeing things differently. And, you know, when you think about how quickly that can happen in really extreme circumstances, I think that that paints the picture of how much control you have over all the other less extreme things, with some consistent application of things like, you know, affirmations with feeling at the right moment, things like that. Really changing your mind, thinking about yourself differently, thinking about the things you want in your life differently, lowering the importance of what's happening in the 3D physical world, things like that. All these perspective shifts, these universal type perspective shifts, like changing how you feel about yourself, that's huge. That will affect everything. Changing how you feel about the importance of your life goals, or what's currently happening in the 3D, or the importance of the world itself. Changing your view on that changes everything. And then, you know, you get down to the more specific things. Those to me are just that's the easy stuff. That's the stuff where you realize, oh, okay, the relationship I want is actually slightly different than what I thought. And, oh, I already have it. Or, oh, I didn't see this person because I wasn't thinking that I wanted the type of relationship that I would have with this person, but oh my God, they're standing right there. You know, that's the kind of miraculous stuff that happens when you start to really apply this stuff and get further along into it. That's the part to me that's like sort of like a magical journey. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody. Have a great day.